Connected, connected, and we are connected. There we go. And we are back. Here I am, Fly Navarro, with the early morning edition of the No BS World Tour. Today we are simulcasting not just on the normal No BS World Tour, we are also going live across the Okinawa radio network with my man, Kam. Good morning, Kam. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I am incredible. I can't believe how many people we already have watching us live on Facebook. Everybody is clicked in, ready to look at all the weather updates, and we are not providing weather updates. Actually, I can, but right now, today, we are not. We have Craig Sparrow from Australia. We got Rob Lane all the way from New Jersey. Good to see everybody. Kam, while we're plugging in everything, why don't we tell people where you're at?
So I'm here. I'm in Okinawa, Japan. I am the owner and operator of Ryukin Fishing Charters. We do a lot of stuff here for the service members that are stationed here in Okinawa, Japan. They're our main base clientele. It's what we do, supporting them. We offer all kind of offshore, inshore, any type of fishing charter, spearfishing, anything that gets these guys out of the water is what we're all about. So.
Perfect. Good morning, Kim from Australia. Good to see you. Scott Edgar from Scott. What are you doing up so early? You're in Alaska. Pete Schultz, how are you today? Pete Schultz is getting ready to go live on ESPN Radio, local West Palm, with our local fishing report. So way cool. I'm just lowering all of my. There we go. I was starting to hear my voice. So, Kam, how long have you been in Okinawa?
I've been in Okinawa now for 11 years. I came here with the military, got out of the military. I actually married a local Okinawan, my beautiful wife, Manami. And we have a child here in Okinawa, so we've planted roots. But I've been here now for a total of 11 years. And it's great. I love it here. We're building a house. Have no intentions of leaving here. So.
That's awesome. You have a little baby. Your baby is how old?
He'll be 3 this month. So
three this month.
Absolutely, definitely the greatest achievement of my life, hands down. So,
really?
Absolutely, yeah. My little guys. There's nothing on earth I'm more proud of than being a father, man.
Man, that's pretty cool. See, I'm not a dad, so that's totally new to me. But I am proud of all my young fishing grasshoppers that are out there.
The kids in the fly zone.
Dude, these kids are all over the place.
Good. I love it. How's Tarzan doing? I keep seeing him popping up everywhere, man. I'm so proud of that kid, man.
He is it's so funny. Last night I had a meeting with a chef out of the Panhandle in Florida. We want to do some lives like this, but cooking. And she has she has a spice company, all these different spices. And I said, hey, just a recommendation. I would say find this kid, Fish Like Tarzan, on Instagram, reach out to him and have him be a brand ambassador for you, because he does a lot of cooking. And she's like, and how old is he again? I go, he's 11, but trust me, it would be worth your while. So I text Tarzan's mom last night and said, hey, Mandy, there's going to be a Chef Nikki reaching out to Tarzan. Because, at 11 years old, you got to keep a lot of filters and protect him and stuff like
sure.
that. But I really wanted her to know that she was going to be reaching out to him. So, no, he's a badass. He really is.
Oh, for sure. And he's to me, he's the epitome of what we as guys that have been in the fishing business for a while. Those are the guys that are important. Those guys are more important than us.
Hey, those are the guys that are going to replace us.
Absolutely, they are the future of the fishery. I when I see his videos and stuff, it's so awesome to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I think in the last video I saw was I think it was the Ingle Coolers had taken him on as a brand ambassador, maybe had done some sponsorship with him. And I was just so stoked, man, when I saw that video. I was like, oh man, this kid is one, he's crushing it. And I just think it's outstanding that his mother is letting him, flourish and do that and guide him along those ways. That's outstanding, man.
His mother and father, you don't see his dad in a lot of pictures, but a lot of times when he's on the boat, it's his dad. It's his dad that
he's fishing with. Yeah.
Yeah. On the boat, it's his dad. So, anyway, let's talk a little bit about the fishing in Okinawa, because I know I'm watching a lot of people jump in here. Good morning, Jamie. Good to see you. And a lot of the people that watch the No BS World Tour, they've seen you jump in. You said good morning from Okinawa. I've had the pleasure of fishing with you out in Okinawa. So, and Susan Abbott from Texas is actually right now just asking, what kind of fish do you guys catch? So I'm going to kind of turn that over to you.
Well, so I'll be honest, with my charter specifically, what we're doing is sport fishing. But I have to stop for a moment to pay homage to what we call the Uminchu fishermen, which is the Japanese commercial fishermen. So in Japan, everything revolves around the tuna. I mean, 100% the tuna is king here. And that's what their economy is based on. It's as big, the tuna is as big as farming is here. And the Uminchu fishermen are the guys that go out and spend their lives bringing those tuna back in and putting them in the market and putting them on our plates and everything. And so I got in with some of those guys several years ago and was able to build some relationships with some of those guys and get trained by them and raised by them in the Okinawan style of fishing. And it's paid dividends. And then we decided, to start taking customers out and putting them on fish and sport fishing for charters. But we're targeting all the major pelagic species that they're targeting in a lot of places. Tuna obviously is king. We get the mahi-mahi migration that comes through in the colder months. We have an outstanding fishery for billfish here. It's just like an undiscovered gem. One of the things I'm trying to do is promote it and show everybody just how good Okinawa is as far as billfish is concerned. But we're also trying to change the mentality from kill to tag, because that's kind of the Uminchu fisherman, the commercial fisherman is a market-based fisherman. He hooks something, he puts it in the market. That's how he feeds his family. So, but we're targeting all of those fish: tuna, skipjack, mahi-mahi, rainbow runners. Just all those pelagic migratory species that you see in most places.
So when you say you started this charter industry, exactly who are your customers that you're taking out fishing?
So there's over 40,000 U.S. service members who are stationed here in Okinawa, Japan. So Okinawa, Japan's home to the 18th FSS for the Air Force. The Navy's got a big White Beach pier here. And then the Marine Corps' entire 3rd Marine Expeditionary Force is here. And so there's over 40,000 service members here with their families. It's a ridiculous amount of Americans. Actually, the Okinawan women are the #1 married and transplanted back to the States ethnicity that we have in the States. And it's all because of the service members that are here. There's tons. And every year they come back for Golden Week. It's awesome.
I want to give a big shout out. Good morning to Freddie Potatoes. How are you, Freddie? I think you're in Puerto Rico right now. Yo, buddy, what's going on? A couple shout outs going out to people. I see people jumping in from all over the world. So Kim from down in Australia wanted to know, are you catching your tunas on topwater?
We do catch tuna on topwater for the sport fishing. The Uminchu fisherman uses a buoy system in their boat reels to actually bring in tuna. I would like whenever we get a chance for you to come back out to show you that commercial, technique that they use. But it's actually a floating buoy. It's essentially a commercial drift fishing rig, but the buoy floats along with its leader on it, and that's how the commercial fishermen are catching it. But we target them on the surface and top water when they're on the top water with the charter.
So your commercial guys, what they're doing is very similar to our commercial swordfish hand gear, which is a buoy with the line and one or two hooks on that line,
Correct.
and then you tend to all your buoys, and that's pretty
That's
much
correct.
what you guys are doing over there.
That's correct.
The only difference over here, they're doing it at night, and they follow when they see the buoy going in either a different direction or a different speed than the current. Where you guys have it like a two buoys, and when they come together, you know that you've gotten a bite. So it's a visual thing.
It is a visual thing. So and I probably should have mentioned, so it's mostly fad fishing for the commercial fishermen. That's also where we're fishing a lot for charters. We're fishing, they call it a payao. They brought it here in, I think it was 1982 from the Philippines. In fads now, I think Japan single-handedly owns more fads than any other sovereign nation on earth. And that's what they use to draw the tuna out of the major currents to get them closer to the port so that the umichu fishermen can afford to go out and catch them. But it is essentially what you're saying. It's a drift fishing buoy, and when it goes underwater, it separates one of the buoys. So when it comes back to the surface, we can see the two buoys separated. So
interesting. I got to give you this little piece of information. When I gave the shout out to Freddie Potatoes in Puerto Rico, I've been corrected. He's at 37,000 feet in an airplane watching us over Jamaica right now.
Right on.
So we are being watched live in an airplane.
Is that a first for the No BS World Tour?
This may be. I don't know if I've had anybody watching it from a plane, which is pretty cool. So we are not only a sea level program. We are. Listen, if we can do this and start talking with people in like SpaceX, where we can make this extraterrestrial, that would be awesome.
Absolutely, that would be way cool.
You know what? Let's. You know what? I'm gonna put that on a post-it note. Call Elon Musk.
2020 right there.
I don't know about 2020. Maybe 2021. 2020 is a weird year, as we all know.
It's and definitely turned out to be.
It's and it's so funny because when I was in Okinawa fishing with you, it was at the very beginning of all this craziness.
That was, because I remember your trip got canceled and you came down from the Osaka fishing show from up there.
Exactly. My trip to Beijing got canceled, and that's when from my hotel room I sent you a message. Hey, is that invite still open? Absolutely. So I jumped on a plane and I'm like, I'm not sitting in Osaka this whole time for a week to do nothing. I'm going to go do something. And
speaking of that, did you see the marlin that your buddy caught yesterday? Kintaro Lures.
Oh my God. Yes. He sent it to me.
That was a good fish, man. That was, and they were running I was really happy with the videos. They did some really good content on that. It was the Bertram.
It's so funny because as soon as he caught it, he started bombarding me with the videos.
Pictures,
And what a cool dude he is. He's such a cool dude. It's so funny. For those of you that didn't see the pictures on my Instagram, when I landed in Tokyo, him and his daughter picked me up. And for the whole fall, I had my full beard, and he actually put a beard mask on. So he picked me up. I'm like, dear God, look at his beard. That's amazing. But it was just a mask, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just a beard with a rubber band around him. So
he caught one. And that was a great, it was a great fish. And then I thought the video was outstanding, man.
No, it was phenomenal. He's a great guy. It's funny because I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm trying to remember who. Oh, I remember who it was, and I said it really. I try to make sure everywhere I go. Somebody was telling me you're that kind of guy that no matter where you go in the world, you have a contact that you can pick up a phone and call. And
I don't doubt that at all.
And I says, not only that, but there's a lot of places that if I go and I don't call certain people, I would feel bad. And Kenturo is one of them. Also, my friend T. Rollins out of Nagoya. I was in Osaka and I called him up and I literally jumped on the train, went, had lunch with him, hung out, only for a couple hours, but I would feel remiss if I didn't at least call him up and see how he was doing. So, and I try to make, I always try to make time for that when I go places, because it's a long way to go. And if I don't reach out, I'd feel bad. I really would. So, and Japan is definitely one of those places that every time I've gone, everybody's treated me so well that if I didn't, I'd really feel so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Culturally, the people here, one of the reasons I decided to stay here was because the people here are outstanding.
I would personally just stay there because of the great ice cream you guys sell in all the convenience stores. So
soft serve ice cream.
and so this is what I've been doing lately. So because I'm sitting home and not fishing as much, I can't drink as much caffeine in the morning because then I get a little jittery. So what I've been doing is having my normal Cuban coffee, and then as the day progresses, I've been drinking green tea, my Japanese green tea from that I got while I was in Japan. So
I do recall you like the green tea.
I love the green tea over there.
Yeah.
I really do. So let's stop talking about me and talking more about you. I'm glad to see how quick you agree with that. Yep. Let's talk about
no, I was just hoping to talk about your current situation actually before we cut completely over. How y'all got a storm coming in, right? Usually it's us during this time of the year that's got typhoons rolling through. But
here's the thing, you guys. Let's give a big shout out to Steve. Good morning from the White Marlin Open week. White Marlin Open is this week, which is a huge tournament. All registration is today and tomorrow, and they start fishing on Monday. But actually, our situation right now, which is we are under hurricane warnings right now here in South Florida where I'm at.
Gotcha.
And that hurricane is supposed to go up the coast and be in Ocean City, Maryland on Monday. So the board of directors had actually added 2 days extra of fishing.
I saw that where they extended the days.
Yeah, exactly. It's always a 3 out of 5 days. What they've done is it's still only 3 days of fishing, but they've added 2 extra days to be able to go fishing. So that being said, exactly, Josh. They've extended the 2 extra days, but right now we're and it's so weird because as this thing has been going on, I helped my friend Cody Holcomb move his boat yesterday, get it hauled out of the water, and then at the last minute yesterday at 1 o'clock, the barrier island of Palm Beach put out a mandatory evacuation. So at the last minute, everybody starts moving their boats. Bang, 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 bang. Luckily for us and for Cody, he had his boat out. I stopped briefly in the store and picked up a couple extra things just in case. Luckily for us, we're stocked up. I mean, I still have that boating mentality. We're stocked up. We got plenty of stuff to eat. But the hurricane that a couple of days ago was moving at 23 miles an hour, yesterday slowed down to 19, and then this morning is actually at 10. So we were supposed to be getting tropical storm force winds and rains last night. I am looking out the window and what I see is crystal clear, but that's going to be deteriorating very rapidly as the day progresses. I believe we're going to start getting some rain starting probably about lunchtime. It is a little early for us in the No BS World Tour It is 7:45 here on the East Coast, but let everybody know what time it is right now.
It is 8:45 p.m.
8:45 p.m. in Okinawa. So, and this is something that we've been talking about actually for a while. This isn't
It's quite some time, because I think we were going to try to get in there for like Veterans Day or one of the other days where we could kind of spotlight some military.
It was Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Yeah.
I reached out to you for Memorial Day because I did 5 interviews on Memorial Day, and you being a service member, but
I was laid up in the hospital for nearly a month.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You might as well let everybody know why you were in the hospital.
I went in for a simple kidney procedure. Ended up having 2 kidney surgeries, and then the kidney got infected, and I was there for nearly a month. It was tough. It was tough. I don't know. I can honestly say kidney stones absolutely worst pain I've ever felt, hands down, no doubt.
So what we're doing here is I am having to switch out my camera really quick, or I'm trying to, because one of my cameras is getting a little crazy on me. Mm-hmm. And I think we're good. All right, we are good. Now, unfortunately, we're not as crystal clear as we were, but we're still crystal clear. And anyway, so we tried to get you on during Memorial Day, and now we're already in July. Actually, today's August 1st.
It's August. It is August. Hachigatsu.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so we're getting ready for hurricane. I would like to, I don't want to say it's a hurricane party. We got plenty of food. I'm probably going to be making some poke today. Nice. I'm just making food so we can eat, watch movies, relax, stay off the road.
Wait it out.
Yeah. Luckily for us, and they were forecasting it. But it's the storm right now is starting to hit some southwest vertical shear. So yesterday, the little patch of water it hit south of Andros was no vertical shear. It was hot water. It was perfect. They were forecasting it to pop up to category 2, which I'm not sure if it did or not, but they were forecasting for it to hit some vertical shear, and it did as of last night. So it is a very minimal hurricane. It could possibly only be a tropical storm by the time it hits the coast of Florida. But everybody, please stay ready. Be prepared. We've got our hurricane shutters up, the whole 9 yards. But that's what we're getting ready for. And but we're going to skip that. Let's talk about Okinawa, Japan, your boats, your tackle shop. You have the largest inventory of lure skirts in all of Okinawa, but you may even have it for all of Japan.
There's the potential. There is. There's just not, my goal when I opened my tackle shop was just to try to bring a little bit of an American style tackle shop to Okinawa. And at the time, I'll be honest, I was kind of ignorant to the tackle shops in mainland Japan at the time. And my goal was to bring some of the American brands at the American prices so that we could provide them at an affordable price to these service members. Because I always felt when I was in the service, I always felt like some of the local tackle stores they're very overpriced. The standard of living here it's costly. So I felt like some of the gear that you get in those tackle stores is 30-40% more expensive than it is at a tackle shop back home. So my goal was just to kind of bring a little bit of that to my customers. And then when we did that, we caught the attention of the local population very quickly. And then some people who are now partners moved to Marine, and some of those guys. Kazanobu came in and he was like, "This is outstanding. We don't have American tackle stores in Japan." And it was, he looked at the the skirt wall and all the trolling lures and all of this other stuff, and was just blown away. And that was never really our goal. It's kind of an accident. And then we realized, okay, we've got a chance to actually to do something here and be an actual influencer in the tackle world here. And so we've just kind of grown it from there. It's completely shut down right now because of the island is shut down for the coronavirus again, unfortunately. But we have the largest offshore, specifically, we have the largest trolling inventory for offshore trolling lures and trolling accessories and whatnot. I know in Okinawa, again, I'm pretty sure now with talking to the folks that I talked to now, maybe one of the largest in Japan. We're actually looking maybe to expand into mainland Japan here in the next couple of years, but that'll be long term. So
I knew you when.
What's that?
I said I knew you when you were just a small little tackle shop in Okinawa.
Yo, yeah, absolutely.
Now you're going to be like this big giant powerhouse.
Well, if that's what it goes to, then I'm okay with that. I just want it to be a cool spot for fishermen to come hang out. And I enjoy the service members coming in, and then even the local population coming in. We've come to learn our tackle shop's kind of turned into this little place where people come and talk, and then there's a lot of fishing connections that get made there. And it's super cool.
I enjoyed it. There was a lot of BS, a lot of bullshit being talked when I was in the tackle shop.
Absolutely. And it's only getting more and more. Right?
Yeah. So, and some really good pizza and tacos. I would have never guessed I'd get good tacos in Okinawa, Japan, but those tacos were phenomenal.
Yeah, the King Tacos is right next. They're actually world renowned. We get a lot of tourist business because of that taco joint.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember they brought in whatever it was, 6 tacos, however many come into the whole thing, and I was sitting there just chowing away on tacos.
Yep. It's a good time.
It was a great time. I totally enjoyed my time in Okinawa, and I'm looking forward to my next time in Okinawa. If you want to bring that up now.
Absolutely. So I'm hoping, I would like for you to come before then, but if not, we definitely we're excited. We're going to be hosting our tournament here, the Monza International Billfish Tournament. We're bringing it back. We're going to host it June 11th through the 14th of next year, and we're bringing in a super cool tournament director who's also the tournament director of the Blue Marlin World Cup, Fly Navarro. He's going to come in and direct it for us. So I'm super stoked that you're coming out here for that.
I'm looking forward to it. And it's really one of those things that I love the fact that you are trying to introduce tagging and releasing to the island, and the fact that we can put on what may be the first tag and release tournament in Okinawa.
To my knowledge, it's going to be the first, or at least it's going to be the only current running tournament that is devoted to tag and release.
So I think that's phenomenal, and that was one of the reasons that besides I want to go back to Okinawa. It's one of the reasons that I jumped at the opportunity when you guys asked me, will you be the tournament director? I'm like, hell yeah. So
it's going to be a big deal. We've already talked. We've got several boats that have pledged to fish with us. We're going to run a charter league too, try to fly some teams in from some other places. It should be a really, really good deal. We're going to do it in an Okinawan cultural style. So there'll be an Okinawan festival right in the middle of it. The teams aren't fishing, so it's going to be a pretty extravagant event, hosted right here close to us, right where I live here at the Monza Hotel, A&A Intercontinental Hotel.
Sweet. I know I've already confirmed my place to stay, because last time I stayed,
you made that connection with the B&B lady, right?
Yeah, well, the B&B lady, because of the way Airbnb is connected to Facebook and Instagram and all that other stuff, I put all my pictures and I tagged her in some of these beautiful shots of the sun rising over Okinawa Bay. And she didn't realize my social media following. So when I saw her, I think you were dropping me off. Somebody was dropping me off, and I ran into her. She's like, "Oh my God, I've been on your Instagram page." So she's continued to follow, and she really appreciated the big shout outs on social
Oh
media about
yeah.
her Airbnb, and she has stayed in touch. And it's one of those things. How are you doing in this crazy world that we're going through? It's really, really hard on everybody. So all the people
Mhm.
that I've come in contact with over the years, my connections in China, my connections in Japan, we're all checking on each other.
Oh, for sure.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, just want to make sure everybody um is safe. Susan, I do not believe that Cam has a website for the tournament yet, but I
It
promise
is
you,
not.
not only will there be a website, there's going to be some unbelievable social media
Yeah.
presence. Because if I'm there, we're going to show the world what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's, for me, that's a really big issue. So there will be, and we have, I know Cam and I have talked a lot about content collection and pushing this out, so people can see what's going on in Okinawa, so they can see the style of
Absolutely.
boats, style of fishermen. One thing I know that people are going to get a big kick out. I know my first time in Okinawa, a lot of I'm sorry, in Japan back in 2016, I showed a lot of pictures of the Ken Matsuda reel,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and that's, I got a lot of oh, there you go, big shout out Ken Matsuda.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to get Mr. Matsuda at the tournament
Oh, 100% he'll be invited. I don't know.
if
I
he'll
haven't
be there?
spoken with him if he'll be there, but 100% we will extend an invite to Mr. Matsuda.
So
Matsuda-san.
one of my favorite stories that I have to, you uh when we first got together in Okinawa, you wanted to talk about the Ken Matsuda reels,
Yeah.
and you did not know that I had already met Mr. Matsuda.
I was ignorant to the amount of contacts, the endless contacts that you have.
So I'm like, "Oh, me and Ken go way back. Hold on, look, here's a
Yeah.
picture." So
JIBT 2000,
yeah. So then, in return, when you talk to Mr. Matsuda about me, he remembered me.
Yep.
And he remembered me because of the fact that I was the American guy up on stage singing and dancing with
Dancing
all
at the
the girls.
JIBT. Yep.
Yeah. They had
You
a bunch
lived
of
up to the name, the crazy Cuban that day, didn't you? So,
they had the singing and dancing girls on stage. I did not know the Japanese words, but if it was American music, I would go up there. And for those of you that do not know, uh, karaoke is huge in Japan, huge.
huge, huge.
And the fact that I was willing to get up on stage, it wasn't just a crazy Cuban. It was it is open arm and embraced.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
very, very hospitable. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's singing and dancing." So yeah, it wasn't like, "Oh my God, who's this crazy guy?" It's like, "Oh my God, look at this crazy guy. He's really doing it."
He's really doing it, and he's dancing.
Exactly. And
So,
Susan says, "Who could forget you?" Exactly.
yeah.
I get a lot of stories about that. Oh yeah, I know that guy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to uh, this tournament,
Mhm.
and helping represent the Billfish Foundation with the tags,
Yep.
so everybody gets the opportunity of putting it out there, and introducing a new style of tournament.
Yeah. So for us, I know I've spoke at length with you about the tournaments that we fish here, the current tournaments, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about any tournament here. To the guys that are out there hosting these tournaments that we're participating in, we love them. We love what they're doing with them, and kudos to them for the tournaments they're hosting. But I've fished several tournaments on this island, and to me, it's often we kill a ton of just juvenile billfish, and we're trying to influence and make a change and show that we can still go out and have this, this fun sport fishing tournament, and the camaraderie and the entire, fishing that we love to do and everything. We don't have to kill all of them. We don't. We can tag and release them and have the exact same amount of fun. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do. And it goes back even to what we do with the charter. Just the Japanese mentality it's an old culture here of commercial fishing. And when you have a culture that's based in commercial fishing, to them, that's the fish are there to kill and profit from, or at least to feed their families and stuff. So we're trying to make a big step in the right direction. And I think this tournament is going to be our best venue to try to do that. The charter is one thing, and we get, a certain amount of influence with it, but this tournament, this is going to be, I think, will be monumental in influencing the local population, the American population that's here, and just the sport fishing tournament culture that's here into the right direction of tag and release. So that's what we're definitely excited for that.
I think it's pretty cool.
And we definitely are, to answer that previous question, we definitely, so we just got approval from the hotel this past, was it a couple of weeks ago, when I spoke to you and said that it had been approved and everything. So we're in the infant stages of building out the website, building out the social media and all of that. All of that will go live here shortly, as soon as we can get it done and get it all posted, and then we'll try to splatter it, all over the world if we can.
So I know this is going to be a weird question,
okay.
But that's kind of why I roll. Is it still daylight out?
No, it's dark now.
It's dark? Okay.
It is summertime where the days are super long, but it's dark now.
Okay, I was just curious because I can see what looks like somebody walking past your window behind you.
Yeah, they're playing poker in the next room back there.
Okay. All right. Okay. I can see the light. I didn't know that was just another room. I thought it was outside.
Yeah, I'll give a little shout out to the Oki Life crew and the Eco Japan crew. So this morning, when I messaged you about the times and stuff, we actually did a beach cleanup today, and there's one of the guys we partnered with here owns a company called Eco Japan, and they're doing this huge effort to take and influence the hotels and stuff on the island to get away from single-use plastics and whatnot. And they do a beach cleanup every month, and there's different partners that come together to do it. And they bring out this clean burning incinerator that burns all of the trash and stuff on site clean. There's it's crazy. We put all this trash in there and then just clean air comes out the top of it. Like there's no smoke or anything.
Wow.
So me and my crew, and then the Oki Life crew, and the Eco Japan volunteers, we went over to a beach here in Yomitan, and it was a phenomenal turnout. We had an absolute blast out there today. We cleaned up more trash than should have ever been on that little beach. And then I also got to meet a guy. It was just the most phenomenal thing today. I met a guy. So right next to that beach, there's a place called CC, where this guy, this Okinawan guy, has spent the last 20 years of his life just barely making it by, finding funding in different places and getting help from the government stuff, and has built it's not artificial, it's built a live coral reef on his property. And he is now credited, he's transplanted over 150,000 successful coral plants on the reef out here in areas
Wow.
that were starting to get bleached over the last 20 years. Him alone, his little initiative with his little staff, have planted over 150,000 pieces and have rejuvenated those bleached spots on the west side of the island to the point that it's going to become sustainable. And I mean, he just started with a vision and no funding, and just built one tub and then the next tub and then the next tub. And I mean, and then he's kind of done it all into where it looks kind of like coral, like the tubs. It's gorgeous. You'll see some of the content when we release the content for the beach cleanup today. But that was one of those moments where I was like, this is a connection we're making through fishing and then beach cleanup. And then we met this guy today. I'm super stoked to get involved with future relations and helping with him. If we had 100,000 of him across the globe, the reefs across the globe would not be in as bad a shape as they're in. Like there's folks flying in from Australia right now that are studying with him to take his methods back to the Great Barrier Reef to do some work down there and stuff. It was super, super humbling, just an awesome experience to see what he was doing there and to be, down there trying to clean up the beach and do it. It was a great event today. Super, super cool.
That's awesome. I knew you were doing it. Again, with all the time difference,
Yep.
you actually text me yesterday afternoon
Mhm.
and said, "Hey, we're on our way to the beach,"
Yep.
and it's like, okay, cool. And then I got up this morning at 5, checked all the storm stuff, and was getting ready. And now it's 8 p.m. or actually probably 9 p.m. where you're at right now in
Yep.
Okinawa, Japan.
Mhm.
So a little bit of logistics, but all in all, pretty awesome that we can connect.
Mhm.
Uh, Susan Abbott says, "Thank you for having a tag and release tournament. Ellen will be excited." Ellen Peel is the president of the Billfish Foundation.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
Okay.
know
Cool.
you've spoken with Peter, but
Mhm.
Ellen is the actual president of the Billfish Foundation.
Mhm.
So, and I've connected you with Peter when you were talking about all the tags. Peter's actually, when I told him about the tournament, he's actually considered flying over for the event itself.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So,
That would be outstanding. We would be very humbled and honored to have him. If
wait
you were
until you
willing
meet.
to come out,
Wait a second. Don't say
we
honored
would
until you meet
totally,
Peter.
we would
Wait a
totally be
second.
glad to put him on stage and let him promote the Billfish Foundation. So,
Listen, you haven't met Peter yet. No, I listen. I love to bust Peter's chops, and me and him, we have a great time. Peter is one of my uh, dear friends. I put Peter
yep.
right up there with Dom Jr. and Mike Samuels.
Mhm.
Uh, the four of us. There's quite a lot of information that flows in between the four of us. So no, Peter's a great guy, and
Yep.
I'd really like to maybe even one day get him on a one of these lives with you,
Mhm.
and maybe we can do that before the tournament or after the tournament or something to that nature, so that
Yeah.
he can we can discuss about tag and release uh, in the Japanese realm because
Yep.
there is quite a bit of tagging that goes out of Japan.
There is,
So
yes, yes, there is. I know there's a lot of our partners that we fish with are doing. They're trying to do some of the same stuff we're doing down here in their own prefectures up in mainland Japan. So there is a. I think the Billfish Foundation has quite a amount of recipients and stuff that are getting their tags and tagging fish here, and we're just trying to kind of change the southernmost prefecture into that same belief. So,
well, it's a real neat place, and actually, uh, I have to say it's probably one. And I just thought about it right now. With all my years of traveling, I've had some great experiences of watching Super Bowls in different locations.
yeah,
But this year, I got to watch the Super Bowl with you guys at the Torrey Air Force, Torrey Army Base.
yeah, it was Tory Station. Yep, the Army base here. Yep.
And it was way off. First of all, we watched the Super Bowl at 7 a.m. on Monday morning,
We did. We did.
which was way different.
Yeah.
Uh, but because I had never eaten breakfast and watched the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and then me being the over exaggerator that I am. I went up. Everybody was talking about, oh, we should order some pizza or some chicken
Yeah.
wings. And I walked up and I
Yeah.
ordered everything on the menu. I
On the
ordered
menu.
like three of everything on the menu.
Yes. Our table, everybody was looking at our table like, what are they going to eat all of that?
Uh, I have a very dear friend of mine. We've been friends since we were 7 years old, and he always teases me. He's from Colombia, my family's from Cuba, and he says, us Latins, we're always way over the top. So instead of like just saying, okay, let's have one of everything, no, let's have three of everything. So we had three pizzas, three nachos, three chicken wings, and everyone's like, how much food are you guys getting? But Jeremy's a big dude, man.
Yeah, Jeremy's a big
Jeremy,
guy.
Jeremy's a huge dude. I don't want that guy to go hungry because
Yeah, my crew definitely doesn't lack eating.
I was really worried because, he's so big, I could put my arm out there and he could actually eat my arm. He could eat my arm and not flinch,
Yeah, he's
not flinch. So I wanted him to have all his own stuff and then everybody else could share.
yeah.
So
I'm sure he's tuned in watching.
if he's tuned in, he might be on your pages. I don't see him on any of mine.
He's not
Uh,
dropped into yours.
No, it's so funny because he dropped in mine the other day, and I forget who I was interviewing. I want, I don't know if I was interviewing the Mongo boys that put on the Mongo tournament, or if it was Jim Root from upstate New York. But he jumped in, and he was talking about how there's a lot of crossover. So many people that he knew and I knew, even just outside of the world, outside of Okinawa. That's the weird thing with, and it's not the weird thing. That's part of what social media is about. There's no extent to what you can reach. There's no boundaries, and this stuff keeps bouncing around for days. I actually had a company reach out to me on my Instagram that found me on my TikTok. It's the way social media works.
Yep.
It truly is. So now we've talked about some of your bill fishing, some of your offshore fishing you do. But one thing that a lot of people, and I just mentioned it to somebody yesterday, it was either yesterday or the day before, is you guys, even though sport fishing is relatively small, when I say relative to what we have in the United States,
Oh, absolutely.
but your commercial fleet has actually caught quite a few very big blue marlin in your area. And
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okinawa has actually put a couple of grander blue marlin on the dock.
That's correct. On the scale. Yeah, I fished with a gentleman who's one of my mentors, Captain Matayoshi-san. We call him Captain Yoshi, but he's one of the legendary fishermen here. He started kind of pouring his own resin head lures back before they could order them and get them here and stuff like that. Started making his own lures and stuff, and he started catching some fish back in the late '60s and '70s. And then over his career, we still fish with him. Actually, I still charter fish with him. His son and I fish together on a team. But he has landed 4 grander marlin on scales, on certified commercial scales. He's landed 4 himself, lost a 5th one at the boat because of an injury that occurred with a mate. But then there's a couple legendary fish that have been landed here. There was one that was caught on commercial rig, not on rod and reel. It's caught on commercial rig, and they somehow managed to get it in and drag it back to the port. I don't think it ever made it onto the boat actually, but it actually bottomed out a 1-ton scale.
Whoa.
Yes, and I would not have believed that had I not seen the scale and everything. It bottomed. The pictures in the newspaper and everything were cartoonish. The fish was so large it didn't look real. And had I not known some of the folks that were actually firsthand witnesses of it hitting the scale, I just wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it. But it bottomed out a certified 1-ton scale. It's over 12. I think they said it was over 29 feet long. Just a monster. They had to wrap it up and kind of tie it up to get it to where they could get it up off the ground onto the scale. But again, caught on a commercial rig, not on rod and reel, but definitely swimming around in the Okinawan waters.
A 2,000-pound blue marlin is a monster fish.
It's a monster.
So I want to continue talking about this monster, but I want to give a big shout out to my man Tarzan, just joined in.
All right. He missed the whole spiel about him. He missed
I know
he missed his intro.
I know we were talking about, and that's why I wanted to circle back around about giving him a shout out, because we were talking about Tarzan earlier at the beginning of the podcast. See, Tarzan, they know about you already in Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Tarzan. I just want to say, buddy, if you're out there listening, I know you're tuned into Fly's social media there. We are absolutely 100% proud of what you've got going on, man. What you are doing is awesome. You keep it up, man. You got more sponsors than most of the adults I know out here, and you're just crushing it, man. Stay humble and stay passionate.
So he is saying, I told him we're talking about fishing in Japan. He goes, that is somewhere I really want to go. I keep
Come
asking.
on. Absolutely. Come with Fly.
There you go.
Bring the whole family.
Come on, bring the family. I'll be out there next June. So Tarzan, I believe he was supposed to go and get his passport last Friday. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. So Tarzan, he just made up a very good point. He says, "Thank you, Mr. Jason." But you're on Jason McDonald's Zoom account.
I am.
But his name is not Jason. His name is Kam. Yep. And Tarzan, I'm going to introduce you to Kam, and that way you know who Kam is, and you can follow some of the stuff that they do on Facebook. I'll actually, after this is through, why don't you jump in with your charter page and answer Tarzan's question? And I'm totally forgetting that the fact that you're on Jason's Zoom.
I totally forgot that until you just said that.
Yeah. We're talking with Kam.
But I will go in. I have him. I'm following. I will go in. I think I have him on. I know I have him on IG. Okay. I will go in there and I will send him my contact information. So if he has anything he needs from the Far East and the Pacific, or needs any type of things in the fishing world that I can help him with, absolutely.
There you go, Tarzan. He's going to reach out to you on Instagram, and then you can see what he's doing over there in Japan. And now you have a contact in Japan. So
absolutely, and a Tarzan fan. We've all watched his. My whole crew has watched his videos. And I'm like, man, this kid crushes. Crushes.
And then hey to Tarzan from Boaters Planet crew, Josh Wilkinson from Arlington, Virginia. I'm telling you, he's who's going to replace me.
For sure.
I'm just going to say here's Fly Zone.
One day you just pass off the reins, man.
Just take it over. I have no children, so I got to give it to somebody. Here,
absolutely.
Take it. Run with it. Just keep people fishing. That's my biggest thing. I just want to see people out there fishing, and he has the passion. I see it. He's eaten up with it.
He's got the bug bad.
I know.
He thinks about fishing more than he thinks about school. I know he does.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny because when I got the chance to go fishing with Tarzan, one of the best things that I enjoyed was that I got to see fishing through the eyes of an 11-year-old, and not that I don't have the passion for fishing, but at 47 years old, I've seen a lot of things, and I have a lot of friends that tease me about different things that I look at it so mechanical and so, okay, this is what we got to do to get the fish on. And once the fish is on, then you enjoy it. But until we get it on, it's a business.
And it's technicality, a lot of technicality.
Yeah, and we go through the steps. Okay, the fish is going to come up on this lure. We stay calm. We do this. We do this. We do this. Okay, now we got him on. Now let's enjoy the moment. And fishing with him, it wasn't a technicality. It was the excitement, and let's go do it.
Absolutely.
And I got to see it, and I loved every moment of it.
I know, speaking of passports, and then youth fishing and stuff like that with the IGFA passports kits, the passports to fishing that we're doing. And we take these kids out, and the fire that these kids have when they get hooked up, it's like, it, to me, it just reinvigorates, the little inner fisherman in me every single time. Like every time I watch one of his videos and see him get hooked up, I feel like I'm back in Georgia on a lake, hooking up on a bass, you know what I mean? Like hooking up on a largemouth. It's just
He just said,
outstanding.
I've been taking my family and friends fishing a lot, but I haven't been fishing as much as usual though. It's so funny because I know now we got this storm coming up, and
Mm,
literally where he's at, he's like 2 hours north of me,
mm,
and they're actually, the forecast has it they're supposed to get a little bit worse than we are. Um, but I think he's getting ready for soccer season and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm supposed to let the cat out of the bag, but I'm going to do it. I heard that Tarzan is probably going to be doing a beach cleanup very shortly.
mm,
Uh, which he's supposed to be reaching out to me about, but I heard about it through my back channels.
mm.
I have back channels everywhere. I'm like the
Yeah.
CIA, man. I've got channels
Oh
everywhere.
God.
Uh, so, um, but I don't think I'm going to be home for his dates, but I still want to do some stuff to help him.
Mm.
I'm supposed to be going to Colorado here in a week and a half, so I'm going to try to go on vacation. Uh, that's if Colorado doesn't close us down. Um,
I was gonna say, is y'all's traveling getting a little easier, or is it's
So yeah, here's the thing. There's some states that are closing certain states down, and it's a week by week process. So we just take it as it comes. So I'm going
gotcha.
to Colorado to go do a little trout fishing and just a little R&R, really, a
Just
little
check out the
hiking.
Rocky
Yeah,
Mountains.
just get out of the house. I've noticed that I've gotten way too comfortable sitting in this room.
Hmm.
Uh, I can
You've
reach
been
out
doing
to
a lot of
everybody.
that.
What's that?
I said you've done a lot of that recently with the
I know,
coronavirus and
it's so
everything.
funny. Just 4 months ago, I was in the middle of a 71,000 mile tour, and now I've gone to zero. And just something as little as going out and talking to people, you realize, whoa, I've been in this room by myself, where it's only Zoom meetings like this.
Yeah.
For people that are joining in, I have Cam from Okinawa, Japan, online. And even though it says Jason McDonald, it is Cam.
It's a different Zoom account. Sorry.
Uh, Hurricane will bring a lot of trash. My mom is waiting on the city for something for it. Okay, cool beans, Tarzan. Uh, and listen, if you need a sponsor, let me know. I will be more than happy to sponsor garbage bags or anything along those lines if you need it.
We will do
Uh,
that as well. We just did a beach cleanup today. Tell Tarzan, keep a lookout. We're going to launch a video of what we did for our beach cleanup. We don't have trash bags because we incinerate on site. It's kind of a cool process. We'll show you guys that once we get the video done.
okay, well there you have it, Cam.
Super, super cool. I will
We'll
send you
send
some sponsorship for some bags or whatever you guys need for beach cleanup, but then we'll also send you some videos to take a look at.
Perfect. And everybody, again, I have Cam all the way from Okinawa, Japan. Um, we're coming at you live. We're 8:20 in the morning here in Florida time, but it's 9:20
PM.
your time. Have you eaten dinner yet?
We did. We actually, so we did the beach cleanup and then jumped in the ocean, swam a little bit, cooled off, went home, saw my kid for a little bit, rested for a minute. And then we actually had a little barbecue here before they started this poker game that's going on through that window right there. They're playing some cards. We had a barbecue and got together to thank the people that came out for the beach cleanup.
What did you have on the barbecue?
Oh, God, everything chicken, there was steak, there was sausage, there was pork. And then there was some Okinawan stuff. We had some sashimi, and it's always a mix, with us. So.
Uh, I know when I was in Okinawa with you, and we went to the local Actually, I want to give a big shout out. I see Tiny just joined us, and actually, Tiny has fished in Okinawa, Japan.
Really?
Yeah, he was there on the French Look. So he
Mhm.
was out in Okinawa, Japan. I also see my coach, my high school football coach, Coach Cherry, joining in. So, Coach, don't make me do laps. I promise. I'll do it, but afterwards. Um, uh, but yeah, when I was in Okinawa with you,
Mhm.
we went to the local Okinawa restaurant
That
and
was
had
what's
some
known as an izakaya.
izakaya. It was some
Izakaya.
great food. Tiny says awesome place. So Tiny, just so you know, I'm talking with Cam. Cam has a local tack. I say a local tack. You have a U.S. Tackle shop in Okinawa. You have all
Transported
kinds
right
of
in Okinawa.
you have all of the American lures. You do a lot of black Bart lures. Actually,
Yep.
Tiny was very good personal friends with Black Bart himself.
Really? That's
Yes, he.
outstanding. I would like to pick his brain a little bit.
Well, there you go, Tiny. You need to. I'll put you in touch with Cam. Um,
Yeah, we're the
uh,
exclusive. Our tackle shop's the exclusive Bart dealer here in Okinawa, Japan. Jack Toulis has been extremely good to me. He believed in me when really nobody else did. Shout out to him if he's out there watching somewhere. But he set us up, and we do very well with the black Bart lures here, the Japanese level.
Um, so I will put you in touch with Tiny because I know the last few years of Bart's life, Tiny would go over and go bass fishing with Bart quite often.
Really,
Yeah,
oh,
quite often. So it would be a good connection for you to have just to pick
absolutely.
his brain about Bart. As you're, in your shop, you do a lot of very heavy influence on um, uh, Black Bart lures. I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to let you elaborate. Dalton Sharp says fishing is awesome here. Uh, with Ryukin, and squid fishing is very interesting here, by the way. So on that,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you elaborate on that one.
So Dalton, first off, thank you, Dalton. He's one of our customers. He's a great guy. He's continued support. And we appreciate it, man. Wish we weren't locked down. We could get you back out there. I know you're itching to go just as bad as we are. So Dalton's a big fan of squid fishing, or egging as they call it here. Ika fishing is what it's called. And we have giant squid they call seika here, which is what the commercial fishermen fish for. And then there's about 7 or 8 different species from the Seika way offshore all the way inshore to the ones you would catch and you would want to cook, smaller ones for calamari and whatnot. But we catch the commercial fishermen using a similar buoy system to what they use for tuna, catch these massive giant squid. And like when you go to the grocery store and you buy stuff that's got processed out squid and stuff in it, it's from those giant squids. They're very expensive here. The commercial fishermen do very well. It's probably the most boring technique of fishing I've ever seen in my entire life. Even the commercial fishermen are like, man, I hate doing this, but it's too much money not to do it. So,
It's that
um,
boring.
oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like you don't even know you got a fish until right there. You're like, oh, there it is. Okay, dead. It's like it's terrible, man. It's there's no sport whatsoever in giant squid fishing. However, there is a lot of sport in the egging, which is the Japanese form of jigging for them, where they're using it's like a little L-shaped or a S-shaped shrimp with Christmas tree hooks on the back of it. And you cast its top water just like you would for any other type of casting and jigging. But we do very well casting from shore for squid here. And there's a very big squid culture in Japan, probably more than I would say I've ever seen. At least for me, I've never seen people target squid from shore the way as many people do as they do here. It's a big sport. It's probably squid fishing and squid tackle alone is probably its own $1 million industry here.
So and just my brain running. I'm thinking of a squid tournament from the beach. No,
That
you
would
say you
that
can.
would that would that would totally work. You would do very well. Do very well.
So we need to talk some more about that.
I'm all about it. All about it.
That would be, I think that would be so awesome. I think that would be so awesome. Let me also pass on this information from Tiny to you, because you'll probably be interested in this. Bart's daughter has just written an amazing book about his life that will be published soon.
Okay, is that his daughter Lauren?
Tiny, is that his daughter Lauren?
So she was actually one of the guest anglers during the JIBT a few years ago with Kazunobu, the gentleman that owns Muta Marine Fishing, one of our partners. Shout out to Muta Marine Fishing. If you like high-end fishing apparel, definitely check them out. But she was a guest angler on their boat several years ago, and they got to meet her and everything. So it was pretty cool for them.
Yes, that's the daughter.
Okay, awesome.
That's the daughter. And Tarzan just volunteered to go squid fishing. I want to do that. Tarzan, I'll tell you what, you can help me put on the beach squid fishing tournament.
Absolutely.
I think that would just be kick ass.
Oh, crush.
It would just be so fun. You know,
and you would get a very good turnout here on this island. You get a great turnout, and it's great fishing. I mean, there's so much of the island. There's nowhere from the shore here you can't go catch good squid. I mean, it's great.
Listen, my brain's already rolling. I
want to do a slow pitch tournament next.
Really?
Because Japanese slow pitching is outstanding. It is outstanding. I personally believe that in the States we're years behind, over probably a decade behind what they're doing in slow pitching.
No, absolutely we are. Because I know I've talked with a lot of my contacts because of the fact that I've spent so much time in the Indian Ocean and in the Pacific and Japan. We are behind. We are behind on the jigging like you guys do over there. The
Japanese are very technical about it. So.
Oh, you guys are way technical. There's already a copy published. Contact Lauren.
Okay.
So there you have it. Is there anything in particular you think we've missed? Or
I think we've done a pretty good job of talking about the current stuff. We're really my main goal throughout this year is going to be to try to make connections for people that can kind of bring the Okinawa fishery to light, and so that's what we're going to spend the rest of our year. Unfortunately, we had eradicated the coronavirus from the island. There were 0 cases. We went a month and a half with no cases, and then maybe less than 2 weeks ago. It made its way back into the island, and now it is running rampant. So we are in a state of emergency, and we are locked down, not going anywhere, doing the whole social. Today started tomorrow actually starts the first day of the actual government lockdown and everything. So we're not going to be doing anything but getting online and making connections with people that we can in the fishing community, and try to salvage this year as a year where we made a lot of connections, and hopefully that will bleed into next year, promoting the fishery here in Okinawa and making it what we want it to be.
I just found out something yesterday. Palm Beach County, where I live in the first time in history, we are in a double state of emergency.
Because of the hurricane. Oh, God.
We have state of emergency because of COVID, and we are in the state of emergency because of the hurricane. The first time in history. Don't just whisper it. You've already put your elbow into the video. You might as well say something.
That was Brian. That was our photographer. He's one of the Okie Life crew, and he's a great guy.
So before we sign off, tell everybody what Okie Life is, so they understand what Okie Life is.
Okie Life, and you can check them out on Facebook for sure. Definitely go check them out on Facebook. I think that's a shirt somewhere, right?
If nobody hear the words, they were thinking you were flexing because you're doing this.
I'm pointing at this shirt that's in the background.
I know what you're doing, but you look like you're doing
Yeah.
over there. Look at that
I'm
muscle.
definitely not doing that. So Oki Life is it's a social media company. It's their social media platform. So the company they own actually does all of my digital marketing and everything as a business into a lot of hotels. They've got a lot of partners in a lot of places. But the Oki Life page and the Oki Life Adventures page and everything is specifically a social media platform that brings to light all the beauties of Okinawa, Japan. So if you go check them out on Facebook, you will get a small taste of Japan just through that site there. I mean, there's beach cleanups, there's beaches, there's fishing, there's diving, there's all kinds of, there's all this adventure race stuff was put through there. And I mean, there's waterfalls and it just they go out and explore the island and they capture all of it and release it through the Oki Life page. So definitely check it out, okilife.jp. Or on Facebook, just at Oki Life, and you get a chance to really see the kind of inner workings of Okinawa here, the beautiful island itself. So.
We have a question coming in from Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Are Zen lures still produced in Okinawa?
Zen lures, I'm pretty sure Zen is done. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them being a current actual marketed product. I know Zen lures. He's not referring to trolling lures. Zen lures, they actually may be. In fact, can I get his contact information? I will find that answer for him and shoot it out to him.
I will get you his contact information.
And if they are and he's in need of them, we can definitely get them to him.
So, like I said, he had spent some time over in Okinawa and in mainland Japan on the French look. So when I saw him pop in, I figured it would be a good person to have joining in here, asking questions. They're trolling lures. They're trolling lures. Okay.
So the Zen Trolling Lures, there's a Zen Jig now here, but it's a major company. As far as I understand, the Zen Trolling Lures are no longer being poured. I don't know who was doing all of that, the company itself, but as far as I know, it's not being produced anymore.
All right. Well,
we do have some old ones. We have some old ones around. Some of the older fishermen have them, which is the only reason I'm familiar with them. But to my knowledge, they're not being produced anymore.
Alex, good to see you, brother. All right. On that note, I think unless you got something else, we're going to wrap it up here.
I got nothing other than just stay tuned. We're gonna push all the information. Oh, I did want to ask you. I'm sorry. You got time for a question for me? For all of my viewers that are on my social media that are watching, because I'm looking at two different screens right now. For all of the folks that are watching, you have had we've been talking. You've had the wonderful opportunity to make your way down to the Bahamas here recently. Can you kind of spread some news to the folks that are on my social media about the developments that you've had the opportunity to be taken a part of down there?
So I went to visit the rebirth of Walker's Key. It's been closed for about 13 years, and it could be even 14. And I believe it's been 3 weeks now. I flew over there. And they finally got the seawall all the way around the marina. The last two pilings of the original dock were still in there. Everything else was gone, but there's still last two pilings. They were actually going to do a ceremony to pull them out. And really? Yeah, it was going to be, kind of the official end of the old dock before they start driving the pilings for the new dock. And with that going on, it's going to be a 96 slip marina. They're going to have 6 slips that are going to be for boats of 200 foot in length. So for big mega yachts. The medium low water is going to be 14 foot. So there's going to be plenty of water for people coming in. There are going to be floating docks. There are going to be 50 turnkey villas. There's going to be a lot of what he there's going to be some kind of tents that are going to be put up. And when he said tents, he meaning Mr. Carl Allen, it's more like glamping.
I remember you had discussed that with me. And it's like,
yeah, it's more like
these are some
glamping.
nice tents.
Yeah, the biggest thing is for a lot of the people that come over on center console boats that can't afford the villas. You're going to have tents, beds. You're going to have all the great amenities, but in a situation like right now where you have a storm coming in, you can take everything right down, put it away.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about a structure getting blown apart.
Like because the old hotel that was originally there that was so well known, it was completely destroyed, which was one of the reasons they opted not to rebuild there, wasn't it?
I believe so. I believe so. So there's a lot of work being done. I'm scheduled to go back in 3 weeks.
Nice.
In 3
So
weeks.
each time you're going down there, you're getting to kind of see it come together as he's working.
And we can create the content to push it out so everybody can see it.
Do you know, just for the folks that are watching, I'm sure everybody's probably chomping at the bit, maybe even asked, is he planning on bringing back the Marlin tournament?
He's definitely one of the plans. And actually, I have to give a big shout out. Michelle Gaylord is watching. Michelle Gaylord is out your front door. She is my producer. She's the one that does. So all those wonderful pictures you saw of walkers, it's Michelle. She's the one that does. She's the one that does all the magic. I'm just a talking blah blah blah. She's the one that's makes it look phenomenal. So all big shout out to Michelle and out your front door. So he's got a lot of plans coming out for walkers. So I would tell everybody just stay tuned because there's a lot of information and a lot of stuff. Again, because of this storm, and luckily for us, it's not a major storm, but all these storms that come by, they put a delay. It's a delay.
For sure. Everything has to stop.
Everything has to stop and safely be tied down. So, but right now it's on shutdown, but there's plan of opening up the marina right around the first week of September. First to second week, just have the marina open, have the docks in, but hopefully, not hopefully, we're going to be going back out there in about 3 weeks, but hopefully have a video out soon of what he has accomplished already as far as the seawall and so forth, so everybody can see all of the stuff that's gone out. So what's been happening up until now. So
that's just awesome news. I know when I first spoke to you in the word about all of that had come out and everything, I know there's a lot of folks across the globe who are excited to see Walker's Cay come back.
Yeah, it's going to be way awesome. It's going to be way awesome. He's got some very large plans. So, but all that stuff will come out in due time.
In due time, when it's supposed to be released.
So,
awesome.
All right. I want you to stay right there. You don't hang up, but I'm going to sign out on Facebook. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us this Saturday morning, wherever you are at, whether you're in a tropical storm hurricane watch or warning area. If you're in an Ocean City, Maryland, getting ready for the White Marlin Open, if you're in Okinawa, Japan, or wherever you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate
37,000 feet on an airplane.
That was pretty cool too.
That was pretty cool.
That was way cool. So everybody, thank you so much. Kam, thank you so much. And
thank you for having me.
Tarzan, I will be talking to you. Call me when you're done putting up your shutters. I heard you're putting up your shutters today. So he's in a hurricane warning zone as well. So I heard him and his dad are putting up shutters today. So everybody, to all you cool cats and kittens, thank you so much. And we will talk with you guys later. Peace out, y'all.
Peace. Thank you.